So the company said, yeah, why don't we do an NU Vets? Well, we had to draw bylaws. So the bylaws were quite simple. I sat down with Al and my good friend Murdy. Murdy Terry is a mover and a shaker. She's long since retired from the power company, but we still keep in touch. I call her my girlfriend. She's quite the lady. So anyway, we started it out. We said, how are we going to do this? I says, well, it's going to be called, we call it NU Vets, but it's going to consist of the bargaining unit, which was Local 420, which I was a part of, and Local 457, which is the other half of the state, the non-union workers, and the retirees. Each party, 3 parties, have a vote. Excuse me. So they said, well, we have to draw some bylaws. I says, well, it's quite simple. We made it so that the officers have to be a veteran. That's the only requirement, whether they be in the bargaining unit, management, or a retiree. The board of directors was all veterans. Anybody could be part of NU Vets. It wasn't just for veterans. So we got it started, and it was amazing how this thing took off. We did a lot for Rocky Hill Veterans Home and Hospital. We'd have breakfasts up at the Berlin, Connecticut, at the main office, and we'd raise money for different charities. This is one I'm really proud of right here. This was the Rocky Hill Veterans Home and Hospital. That's where my uncle's greenhouse came much later, but that's where it is. And these are 3, they call Gen chairs. They cost us well over $3,000. Well, we raised the money for it, NU Vets, and presented it. We used to do Christmas in July. Everybody would chip in. We'd bring them TVs. We'd bring them, you name it, we'd give them everything. We'd go visit all the patients that were there. And it was a wonderful time. Our CEO was Mike Morris, and he was well into supporting our veterans. One of the things we did, well, I should probably get this over here, because this is the cover of NU Vets, one of the first editions. That is this. This is the original photograph. After I saw this photograph, a friend of mine, Carl Tribus, wanted to get a picture of an eagle. He wanted to get into Chappaug Dam, which you can't just get in there unless you kind of know somebody. So I made a couple phone calls and they let him in. He took this picture of a young eagle. There's a long history with this picture and the poem that's on it. The poem I wrote, and it is copywritten, and it's only been used to raise money for veterans and veterans issues. But it reads, like young eagles that leave the nest, we in America send our very best to ensure our freedom and way of life, leaving home and family as they take to flight. We pray for their safe return so someday they may rest in the land where the eagles nest. When Carl came back to the American Legion post, showed me that picture, and it just came to me. And we use that poem. We put it on t-shirts with the picture, and we raised thousands and thousands of dollars for Rocky Hill Veterans Home and Hospital. It lives on. I'll talk to about that later. But NU Veterans is something that I was very proud to be a member of, a part of. I was one of the 3 originals. It was me, Al Philibert, and Murdy. And it goes on to this day. By the way, speaking of which, we did breakfasts. Like I said, we had guest speakers. This was Keith Harris. Keith Harris served in the Army, was deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan. I'm not sure which. I don't remember now. I probably should have done my homework. But anyway, Northeast Utilities, when we met with the CEO, agreed that any member who was called up, the company would make up the difference in their salary. So for instance, the guard was making $200 a week and he was making $400 a week, just for an example. They made sure he got his full paycheck and that his family was taken care of. I'm very proud of what they've done there. Well, this particular one here, this was his son. He was in the Young Marines at the time. He got up and they did the Red Skelton. I don't know if you know that Pledge of Allegiance. I, and then the kid would go I, his father would go I, a person, me, singular. Pledge, I will do, I honor, you know, there is a whole thing. They did it father and son, and it was very, very moving. Well, his son is now retired from the service. He did join, and he did serve overseas too. And Keith now is, I just talked to him about 6 months ago, he has retired from the power company also. But can you imagine being there with your son? It was such a moving day. This is my good friend Al Philibert, as we used to call him, Philibert. Al is the other original member of NU Vets. He and I, as I said in the past, the liaison for the union and the Legion was I, and Al was for the company. And so we worked together. We're still very close friends. We went all over the place. We were in parades. They even gave us a fire truck that had NU Vets on it. And that's my friend Louis Rosa with the American Legion. He was there. And that's pretty much about NU Vets, what's going on with NU Vets. And like I said, they were a part of, came out of the wall that heals. We're going to go to the next chapter.